Good morning, good morning. Let me get over in this Discord here. Traders, traders, traders. Let's see here. All right. Let's check this out. Dun 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 dun. Got Dixie up here. Talked all day yesterday about Dixie testing top of the weekly range. Did it happen? Absolutely. About a half hour ago. Pulled Dixie up on the RMLRs here. Got a wick almost to the 2 SD on the 5-day and the 33 power mean. Shorted it by about, not much, 0.1. Shorted it by about 0.1 there. Jeff definitely talked about this. A lot of confluence right there. Top of the weekly range. 2 SD on the 5-day. Let's see. Let's go over. Take a quick peek at Dixie on regular chart. Got my new chair put together. This thing is a freaking beast, man. It's got me up, though. It's way higher than my other chair. I'm going to have to figure this out. I'm like Captain Kirk. I literally have my monitor turned up, looking down at it. All right, let's see here. What's this on 33 minute? Let's go up to 5-day. There we go. What's happening here? Yeah, boy. The only thing that Dixie's doing is setting up hidden bear on 5-day. You're still below. I'll blow this up real quick. Wick right too, and there's that 33 power mean on the 5-day. Bottom side of the power mean band too. That was catching my eye. It's usually a good spot. Heading into a random walk. This 5-day candle totally flipped up into a random walk. Let me see here. Setting up hidden bear divergence. DLP still to the downside. It is losing some strength down there, but this hidden bear setting up, yeah, no bueno. Let me go down here to the 3-day. See what's happening here. We're on the 3-day. Yeah. Testing that 99 log MA, wick right to it. And the 9 log MA is crossing down the 99. It's in a wick right to it. There was so much confluence on all these time frames where Dixie was going. This is the advantages of having all this leading information. You pretty much know exactly where data sets are going. And let's see here. This is interesting. Where's the top though? Where'd this go? Yeah, I like this. I like this little kneecap here. Yeah, hidden bear on the 2-day as well. Check this daily. Oh, really? What just happened? Come on, you. There we go. Back in business. What's a wave trend on the 2-day? 103.6. Yeah, not this week. Sorry, Dixie. You've already tapped top of your weekly range. I'm going to be a bit surprised to see this thing pull back. Let's see. Now, as it goes on, yeah, we got some hidden from back here. On the daily, a lot has happened since then. And actually, it's setting up hidden bear. Or a hidden bull. Let's see. Get a bounce on the zero mean right here. There will be some hidden bull. And, of course, daily wave trend. Right? I don't know if you guys were looking at all the confluence at this area I was talking about yesterday, but it nailed it pretty much. I mean, there's if you talk about the 2 SD, on the 5-day candle and the 33 power mean, probably shorted it by like I said before, 0.1. Nailed the daily wave trend though. I mean, to the dollar. It's so beautiful. Look at that little wick, right to the little white dot. Oh, they're gonna live happily ever after. Beautiful. Yeah, they deserve each other. Powerful, man. Powerful. What do we got here? Higher high.
Tend to vibe.
Yeah. Starting to turn down in the trend, too. Still a random walk, but when I see it turning down in the trend and Shannon Entropy percentile, nice little building here, coming in from a random walk, I like this to continue. Shannon Entropy right up into the deviation bands. So I'm going to go into trend. Got the variance coming down, negatively correlated. Here's the thing, though, right? Right at that daily wave trend was right at the top of the weekly range. I mean, right on top of each other. Doubt we're going to see a move by this daily wave trend. Not this week. Not this week. I'll tell you what, you close up by it though, which is a high probability in my opinion. We're going to find out though, because this thing pulled back pretty good. Let me see this 4 hour. What did we get to on the 4? Yeah, you're outside the power mean band. Got to stay up here. Dixie's got to stay up here. Let the power mean band cruise through the 99 log MA. It's almost like I'm cheerleading Dixie. Trust me, I'm not. This thing's a shit coin. The American shit coin. Oh, good morning in this chat. In case somebody breaks through all the shadow banning going on, unfortunately. Pretty crazy. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me go down through here real quick so I don't lose my track of thought.
It's down 4 hour. Is that a question?
Let me see something. Yeah, all the volatility on the 4 hour is expanding, positively correlated. Had a higher high here, so it didn't set up any bear div. This thing breaks down through the zero mean. It's going to set up. You can come down and test this 99 log MA here on the 4 hour, and it would definitely, from the cross, would set up some hidden bull. I got to go down through the 90, the 45, and the 33, though. Yeah, it's one hell of a pullback. Let me see here. Yeah, bear div, too. Little bit of bear div. This looks good, though. Got a tight power mean band. Got a real tight power mean band. This thing's going to move. This hasn't stopped. Setting up hidden bull, too. Setting up hidden bull on the 90 minute. Let's see the 45. 45 setting up a lot. Boy, this returns oscillator is really diving. So is the smooth one. Both setting up hidden bull divergence on what? Yeah, 45, the 90. Total random walk. Prediction models at the downside right now, though. Prediction models at the downside. You got the 981, 2400 read on the volatility. 2400 just broke correlation positive. 981 has been positively correlated. And the 525 is contracting negative. That's all good. See the 33 minute. Brutal, though. Brutal little pullback. To have an outlier in the 33 coming back down. Test the reverse wave trend on the 33 minute. Had a lower low here. So it really wasn't. I mean, here's where the bear div was setting up, right? On the 33 minute. Down she goes. And what did that do right here, right? It set up hidden bull. Got a big candle up there, but man, this left a devastating wick behind. It's just 15 minute. This is the last time frame. And then, yep, there it was. There was the hidden bear on the 15. With that close, right? Lower low, right inside the power mean band. These are the things you'll see. Come to alpha trading, start using the indicators. Power mean band matters. Indeed. Having an outlier right now. I almost went back down to the reverse Fisher. Big DLP candle right now. Big DLP candle. Going into trend, too, down here on the 15 minute. Nice big Shannon Entropy percentile candle. Everything's negatively correlated, expanding on these low time frames. We still got, what, 22 minutes? 22 minutes till market open. Maybe just one more peek here. Damn. What's it setting up? Nothing. This chart is clean down here on low time frames. Volatility is still expanded. All of it. Every length, 100 percentile. Blow this up. Well, the 525s and the 96. What is that? Grade dipping a little bit? Yeah, grade dipping now. They're all at 100 percentile. Wow. Hello. Got some volatility cooking on Dixie, man. Cooking. Let me drop all the way down here. See the 6 minute. I wasn't going to stop at the 15, but this is getting interesting. What's the volatility doing? Is this thing going to pop right back up? Let's see. Yeah, there's all the bull div on the 3 minute. It's on the DLP too. Yep. Bull div. Bull div on the DLP. Bull div on the returns oscillator. We're on 3 minute time frame though, folks. Down here in Scalpville. Old Scalpville. Now, is this going to... Okay, here's the 1 minute. Is this thing going to set up and start riding this power mean band down? I mean, look at the variance check. This has got the power to get back up to this wave trend. Let me see here. What's the volatility doing? Contracting? Yeah, everything's contracting, negatively correlated, heading into a random walk. Let me see. Wave trend, what is that, 102.7? Yeah, probably going to pop right back up here. Whoa. Yeah, I was watching a nice little bid there. 102.7. Is that the one SD? Pretty close, man. It's actually right here. Yep, second resistance level on the daily. Could pop back up. Well, if this thing pops back up, closes right there during this 15-minute candle, I would imagine it's going to go up and test this one SD again, 102.8. If Dixie wants any chance here, it's got to close the day up here around 103. Close right at the top of this monthly range. And let's take one quick look at the RMLR. Then we'll open up the floor. I know there's people just ready to talk. Let me see here. Yeah, that 5-day, man. There was a lot of confluence there. The 4-hour on Bitcoin. Remember the old cup and temple? I'm making up little patterns. Be funny if somebody tweets, hey, there's those cup and temple patterns setting up. Let's start new trends here for all the DJs. Wow. Daily. What's this 4-hour look like? You saw the daily, right? You're right up under that 33 power mean. Let me see. And both RMLRs are below. Yeah, you're getting stifled. You sent a wick up above the 11 on the 4-hour. Yeah, if Dixie needs to get up here and close, I'm telling you, if it doesn't close above here today, coming into next week, you can see Dixie back down at 101.7. This thing can peel off a point. Indeed. All right. What are we doing here? I know. Who was it? Wasn't it Earth Bear? Weren't you going to say something?
Yeah, but I don't want to say I forgot, but it's just.
That's what would have happened to me, man. That's why I cut you off.
On the 4-hour, it was just where the oscillator was sitting on Dixie.
Right. 4-hour.
So it's sitting right on that zero mean.
Yeah.
But I think that is going to be based on the SCP. I think that's going to actually reject on the zero mean on the 4-hour on Dixie, and then it'll just find support on that 99. That's what I was thinking. That's my bias.
Got you. Let me see here. What's going on? All the volatility.
It doesn't go below it, that 99, right? So it'll just kind of hover, just in that range for the rest of the day.
I'll tell you what, man. Just looking at the volatility, all the volatility I just look like, it's almost there. They're setting this up. I think this thing's going to go up right before the market open. Right, it's going to have a pullback like that. But I'm seeing this thing continuing up. It'd be different if there's some bear div right here locally. It's just not on the 4-hour. Let me look at the 90 again.
So with that in mind, right? So Dixie goes up, but
look at the head.
When we talk about the other half of the coin, the traditional markets, well, they're all below their weekly levels, right? So it's like, what do we do? Maybe just sit up there.
This is nice too, man. All these points. Even back here, I'm getting a lower low. I do like this right here, man. I do like this. I will throw trend lines on this return oscillator too, right? This has got nothing to do with support and resistance or anything like that. Just setting up div. You're below the 2 SD band. This thing turns up on all this hidden, man. It's going to, I would not fade Dixie yet. We need this market to open. We've got 17 minutes. What did gold dip down to? Because I had gold going down to about, what did I say? Like 30? Didn't it? 2030, 2022, I think was, I'm looking at these weekly support levels. Oh, shit. Let's see. What did it get down to? 2024. Got through the second. Let me make sure. Is that second support? Yeah. Third support was down there, 2012? 2012. Good year. I was at Chichen Itza in 2012 in December. What a good time that was. Ton of people there. Not allowed to climb the pyramid anymore. They actually got guards stopping people. They'll arrest your ass. Unless you do it right at the break of dawn and the guards aren't there yet and you run up to the top. Yeah! I almost got in big trouble, man. That's one thing you don't want to do when you're in another country. Don't fuck around, man. Don't fuck around. I almost fucked around and found out. It was a good time, though. Hey, man, you're sleeping in the jungle in a hammock for 2 weeks. I deserve to be able to climb that pyramid.
You're gonna get a bit snapped.
Dude, big time. It was good. We had a great time, man. Seeing that solstice on the pyramid, everything they say happens, man. I saw it live. It was pretty cool. Then I went and meditated in the center of the ball court, right? Wow, interesting energy on the ball court. Jiminy Christmas, man. I was like, holy shit. Some shit went down right here. A lot.
Where they killed people, right? That's where they sacrificed a bunch of people.
Well, it was what a lot of people don't understand. They didn't understand the culture. They were just like, you play the game, you lose, you die. Wrong. The winners were the one that died, that got sacrificed. Pretty wild. But dude, just looking at it, seeing the big concrete hoop, or just the big carved rock hoop, not concrete, Jesus. Pretty cool, man. You can access like pictures online and shit and see what I'm talking about. Really cool stuff there, man. Really cool stuff. Wild energy. Just ancient energy, man. There goes that's gold popping. God, I thought I was still looking at Dixie. Yeah, right back up here. And gold's messing around, right? It got down below this weekly support. Rejected off of it. I'm telling you, Dixie pops. You could see gold at 2012 today. That's what sparked this whole thing, talking about Jesus, Mayan culture. Was gold at 2012. Here, let me go over here on the charts. La 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 la. Put this on gold here. Setting up any divs. What do we got? Yeah. Bull div. It's a wave trend at 2048. Nah, this thing can pop 5 points in the next 14 minutes if wanted. Let's see. Returns oscillator looks strong. Let me see the 15. Above the power mean band. Indeed. No div. Wasn't any div pushing us up on the 15. Let me see. Volatility's pretty expanded. 100 percentile. 100 percentile. You got the 2400 at about a 93 read. Everything else is at 100. Everything's positively correlated. Strong Peter Schiff coin. All right, what do we got? 13 minutes. Go back over here real quick. Bitcoin a little bit under 44. Let's pop this up. Look at this daily. Go back over to this 4 hour on Bitcoin. If you haven't looked at that 4 hour on the RMLR, looking pretty damn good, actually. Got out of its little cup and temple, right? The cup and temple. Gotta love it. Now you're back up above, right? Sent that wick down on the 4 hour candle. Whoop, pulled right back up. Where did it close at? Right at the RMLR, man. Opened up, got back up above it. Trying to send some wicks. This 4 hour candle sent a wick right to it. And that's the 30 length. You stay up here. You got the 30 above the 33 power mean. Let's see something. The 11, yeah. Actually, take a peek here. Yeah, we haven't even seen the dip yet. This RMLR is going to take a trip down here. Boom. Getting ready to. This RMLR is going to take a dive. Anybody that knows how this works understands exactly what I'm talking about. We haven't seen this RMLR dip yet. Let's see the 30 though. Okay. Yeah. Stay up above that 30 RMLR. Right at by the traditional market close, I'd definitely like to see BTC closing above 43.7. 43.7. What's a daily look like? Where are you?
They were looking good, my friend. They were looking good.
Look at that daily. That daily ran down, tested the 33 power mean, pulled back up. It's right up back above the 11 RMLR right now.
Yep.
Powerful. I do not like this candle, though. This thing, I'm telling you, this 4 hour candle, it's going to close in, an hour and 40 minutes. Would like to see it back up at the top of the wick. Want to see this 4 hour candle close at about 44.3. 44.3.
I'll tell you what, if you look at that daily candle, right, on that RMLR that just had up on the daily, at that third standard deviation band of the downside of that 30.12 is still hit the wick today, hit the candle, went through the wick 2 days ago, went into the body yesterday, and is on the wick today. So we're still looking at some point a mean reversion happening a couple of candles after that stops happening, right after it stops hitting that wick. that band, and then mean reversion, and that RMLR is currently nicely to the upside. At least we're talking at least 47.3, maybe not, maybe higher, maybe lower, but right now the low end of it'll be 47.3 in like 5 days.
And I think it was Wednesday.
Yeah, right.
It was the RMLR that told me,
47.3.
hey, there's no problem with Bitcoin, right? It dumped out. It had like what, a 10% dump. I was just like, yeah, there's no problem there.
Yep.
And the RMLR that told me that. It was just like, oh,
Yep.
the other way, it's going to break back up. Probably most likely break back up above the RMLR. Just based on because I got.
I do like that.
With it. And
Yeah, on the
closes there. Then
on the 4-hour
Tuesday.
channel, totally, absolutely. It was super cool.
Yeah, this is by Tuesday.
Yep.
This is actually right at the Tuesday open, really. 7 p.m.
Yep.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna see.
I mean, it could even happen earlier. Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
It could be in the 50. It could be around 50K or so.
47.2.
Stay roughly on where they are.
Right.
I mean, they would obviously a little bit here and there, as they print, but
What did I say? 44.
the direction of it sure will be accurate, and so that tells you quite a lot. And yeah, it's looking like we're going to be. I mean, look, there's been intersects like crazy all over the place on the 4-hour candle. We just had one of the last 2 candles, right? So we're going to see action. There was one earlier today. So again, another it's constantly intersecting. When these things happen, you can see it like clockwork. There's movement. It always happens. So it is Friday, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was, even today. I mean, so far on the daily candle today, you got nice movement, right?
Yeah,
that's some nice movement. Well, no surprise, we can have intersects happening and stuff. So yeah,
I just have more of a RMLR question. So probably more towards Zentap, just because that seems to be his wheelhouse, right? The RMLR. That's where it seems Zentap lives and breathes.
I mean, I like all the inputs, but
this is
a really good one.
Yeah, it's very
They're
good.
all good, man. Like VREs, VRE tells you exactly where these things are coming in and out, where they're reversing from. I mean, look at that. Look at this chart that Bobo's got right on the screen right now. I mean, come on. Like, you look at all these precise reversals, right, on all these levels that are exactly hit.
Yeah.
Practically to the dollar or the penny in most cases.
Yeah, and this is the S&P.
Phenomenal. These are the probabilities. It's not necessarily just because I'm sure I love the RMLR because you can see very clearly certain things about the people. You can just as well see them even without the RMLR. You can see what are the probabilities of the action going up or down, right? And that tells you extremely useful information with the volatility or the variance or the entropy and all the correlations. And then you toss in things like the div. I mean, my God, the div on higher time frames is so powerful. Even a low scalpy scalp, divergences can be used.
I got you, Hitchcocks. I see you in the chat.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, yes, I love the RMLR. It's a fantastic tool, but I'm not. By no means am I denigrating any of the other tools.
Oh no, not at all. There's more of a just because I think you use that probably more than anybody. That's basically what
I don't know. We all use it, I think.
Oh yeah.
We all use it, but we should be anyway.
Yeah.
It's a powerful tool. Like, how many times have I wanted to see anything at all about the future with any degree of accuracy in my life? Right? Well, this is one of those things that lets you do that. It's kind of amazing.
So what happens when the RMR starts to get squeezed, right? And they're both like laying on top of each other. What happens?
Well, it's the intersect of the power mean and the RMLR that I find to be most practical in terms of like being able to predict that there's going to be a move within 0 to 4 candles, just like when it hits an out band of a third standard deviation band, up or down. That once it stops hitting that band within a couple of candles, you've got mean reversion in progress, and it is most likely to hit that RMLR before it's likely to hit that third standard deviation band again. Like, it just happens all the time, right? So right now it's hitting this third standard deviation band on the 30-12, which means once it stops hitting that, it is more likely to go to that RMLR wherever it is before it hits that band again. Once you got a couple candles behind you that it hasn't touched it. Right now, sometimes you can get the reversal on the same candle all the way to the upside and make that complete, mean reversion even on the same candle is when it hits that third standard deviation band. That happens all the time, different time frames, different assets, whatever. But when you got like a very big spread, thousands of dollars away or whatever, and different conditions, or maybe the volatility is kind of low, the correlation is kind of whatever, mushy, and so it could be a little bit slower, but it's still going to hit that RMLR before it hits that third standard deviation band, up or down, right? Whichever one it smashed before it started the mean reversion. It's basically just another way of knowing that mean reversion is in progress, because we all know returns mean revert, and whether you're using the RMLR or not, mean reversion is in progress. This is just another way of saying, hey, this is confirming the mean reversion is starting, or it has started, right? That's all. I just find that extremely useful. Like, okay, now I know which direction it's likely to go in order to get to that RMLR. Because I can see where the RMLR is.
Like if it's on top of, say, hypothetically, this happens all the time, so it's really not hypothetical. Like, let's say just pricing is above both, right? Then when it happens, it's going to come down and probably touch the most top side RMLR.
When you get an intersect. Correct. When you get an intersect, you're gonna get a nice move relative to the time frame you're on, right? Like if it's on a high daily time frame, maybe it's 2, 3, 4, 5%, depending on what. Maybe trading Solana, maybe it's 10%, 20%. Depends on the asset, right? Depends on the time frame you're on. Depends on the asset drop. But you're gonna get a nice size move within 0 to 4 candles, right? The 0 candle means on the intersect, and 4 candles means 4 candles out. That just happens all the time. Can it extend into the 5th, 6th, and 7th candle? Of course it can. But that move will trigger at some point between the 0 and the 5th candle. It just happens, because that's when the mean reversion, that's when the motions will happen from that intersect. And then again, the same thing on the mean reversions. Once you're a couple candles out past smashing the bands, mean reversion is in progress. It's kind of like when we take profit on a volatility move, a couple candles after the volatility is, let's say, fully expanded, the correlation's fully expanded, and like, all right, time to take some profit. It's the same thing. It's like, that the information is telling you, hey, this asset's made a sweet move, take your money. It's gone up 3 standard deviations. What are you doing sticking around? Take your money, pack your bags, and get ready for the next trade, right? It's the same thing. It's just an additional confirmation.
Let me answer this question in the chat before this market opens. Got Hitchcock's in here. Want to know my view on equities, NASDAQ, S&P, more downside or V-shaped recovery? There's the V-shaped recovery, right? Here was all the bull div on the 5-day on the S&P. I just think pop. Probably not going to see all this bull div on a lagging indicator like the RSI or Stokes or MACD. This is a returns oscillator, the only true divergence out there. Anybody teaching anything else, they just don't get true market dynamics. But anyway, so this thing runs to the top side, doesn't set up any hidden bear, no bear div at all. Here's where the bear div set up, right? We're getting this little pullback on the 5-day. I got targets to the downside. 5-day top side of the power mean bands at a little tick under about 4,500. But you go down here on the daily. This thing's already broken into the back inside the power mean band, back inside the 9 log MA. The variance check on the 9 log MA and 33 log MA. Returns below the mean, variance rise, and I'm looking at the 33 power mean and the wave trend on the daily. The 33 log MA right before it got a little range here of where this pullback could go to, 46.25 down to the reverse wave trend at about 45.87 area. Actually, it's 45.84. Do I see this continuing to the downside? I do. Let me see here on the 5-day. Real quick, I didn't look at that variance. Positively correlated variance on the 3-day coming contracting. Let's see. 3-day is turning up positively correlated, but it's just stuck right now. Let me see the 2-day. Starting to roll over. Yeah, daily's having an outlier to the downside. Entropy showing this is a random walk. This is not a trending move. Could the prediction model stay to the downside and go into trend? Look at the DLP building. It could. It's printing some bull div as well. Look, though. Look at the correlation of the returns oscillator and price action. Negatively correlated. Let me see here. What's a 2400 dude? Expanding negatively correlated. 981 is contracting positive. Low length contracting negative. So you got a mixed bag here. But overall, yeah, you got the 2 heavyweights saying down. That's why this wick right here on the daily. time is it? 9:29. Gonna have a lot to do with Dixie too. If Dixie runs up to these higher numbers again, 103 area, probably gonna see this thing spill out. But this is gonna go into next week. But that's kind of my range. Now here's the new daily. Pretty much about 45.90 is the wave trend. Been outside this power mean band, right, for a while. Now you broke the back down inside. You do have this bull div though. If this thing goes to the top side, I can see it up at about 47.5. 47.5. So we got a nice range here. 47.5. Let me look for some influence on this daily. That's the thing. It's the last trading day of the week. This would have been I wish you would have popped in on Monday. So this is going to go into next week. We'll get a better read on this. On Monday morning. But where could this go? Let's look. Let me pull this up on the VRE. Yeah, check this out. Hold on. Let me finish this. You've got daily range. That daily range just dipped right below the monthly. There's the center of the new daily. And obviously, we do things a little differently here. We use leading information. This is volatility, entropy, probability, and statistics. So you might not understand what's happening with this chart, but is what the S&P didn't want to happen is this daily range dip below the monthly. Is this going to go up and test the daily? Yeah, probably. Come up here. What's the bottom of the daily range? Is it about 46.94? The center, like I said, is right there at 47.01. This dumps out here. I mean, test close enough to be honest. That's a real tight percentage there. I need to look at some lower levels. Where's the bottom of the monthly at? And this is where this thing could rest up on today. Closing day of the trading week, 46.70. This does pop it back down. If it gets below the 68.3 Laplace distribution range, all right, got a lot of piled in here. There is a lot of macro volatility above. Got the center of the monthly, top of the monthly, tight weekly range. That's why you see a tight weekly range. Let me see what percentage pullback all week. Let's see from the gap down Monday morning. Let's get a little measurement here. Where are we sitting? Where are we sitting at? Right. 1.74% just this week. Interesting. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see this thing close down here. It's really, literally by the first standard deviation normal distribution. That's where the workflow comes in, though. Let me see this 4 hour again.
And I'll just say, just real quick, while you just flow through that real quick. If the S&P 500 goes up today, think of it almost like a false positive, because right now the daily is sitting basically right at the mid of the monthly. If it breaks up above the mid of the monthly, it might be good going into next week. But if it doesn't, it just has a very mediocre day today. But to the upside, it's not a good look, right? So you're probably next week you're looking down at the 4,600 range, probably most likely.
Lows. This thing's gonna pump. Let me see the 33. I'm not going to bore dude with all this workflow. I'm going to see what's happening on these lower time frames. I'm going to go back to the VRE. What we got here? Lower lows. 15-minute. Where's this wave trend? Power mean band. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Red alert. Let me see. It's a wave trend at 47.13. Bottom side of the power mean band. 47.02. Variance has chilled out. Return's still below the mean, but variance is coming back down. That's a plus. This is a low time frame, though, 15-minute. Looking for this probably to come back up and test this power mean band first. And that is at, pretty much 47.02. Over here, 47.02. 47.02, center of the monthly range. You reject there, probably going to end up at the bottom of the monthly today. You break through, close some of these low time frame candles back up on top side of the center of this monthly range. And this is the tail of the first standard deviation. In my opinion, this thing's probably, it could close up here for break 47.20. Remember, 1 SD to the downside, about 46.67. This is what I want to see right here. It's charging right for it. Let me see. So like I just said, Bottom side of the power mean band right here. And then you got wave trend up there, what, 13 points? 47.13. If it rejects right here, though, at that freaking, at the center of the monthly, what is that, 47? Yeah, 47.03. 47.03.
The bottom of the weekly is in that range too. So I mean, there's some confluence of data right there, right? But if it rejects at any of those levels, it's just like this. I think the question was V-shaped recovery. That'll be tough if it closes.
Of what V-shape? What V-shape recovery are we talking about? What time frame? Yeah. The 15-minute? Because there's not a V-shape going on anywhere on these macro time frames. So, question kind of doesn't make any sense, but it's all good. Well, that's a VRE.
Yeah, time frames matter.
Yeah, there's, I mean,
sure.
Hello. I mean, you pull this all in. You see, let's go to the 4 hour. I mean, see what I'm saying? I mean, if you're looking for V-shaped recoveries, this is what a V-shaped recovery looks like. Yeah. We haven't even begun to do anything yet. Now, can this pop? Can this pop on the 4 hour from the wave trend? Yeah. You're right below the 33 power mean. That's up there right about 47.20. 47.20. What was it? 47.20. 1 SD to the top side. Yeah, this, in my opinion, is saying...
It's saying the weekly time frame. What is that, like back in 2020 or something?
The weekly?
What weekly? Yeah, weekly time frame.
Well, weekly's a 5-day on traditional markets, so...
Right, exactly.
There's the V-shaped recovery already. That's why I'm confused on the question.
Yeah.
It already had a V-shaped recovery.
Right.
Unless you want me to go like this.
Unless you want to invert the chart.
and you know what?
There you go.
Here we go. This V-shaped recovery.
Look at the S&P 500. Look at the S&P 500 on the weekly on RMLR. Because we were discussing the RMLR earlier. That'll tell you exactly what it's going to do, and the picture ain't pretty.
I'm telling you, this thing overall coming through this first quarter, you're probably going to see this back at the top of the power mean band on the 5-day. If it breaks through here, you're going to see wave trend up here on these macro time frames. It came down before when you had this dump out to the 99 log MA, then had its recovery up here. So what's that? 44.88. That's just the top of the power mean band and the 9 log return moving average. Yeah, we don't use exponential or simple moving averages. They lag. Why would anybody use them? Don't get it. Most people know they lag. If you don't know they lag, hey, here's your introduction for lagging indicators. They do lag. Log return moving averages don't lag. Why? Because they're based on the log returns. Price action follows the returns. That's why we use the divergence this way. See, but you got reverse wave trend at like 43.30. I mean, this thing could really freaking pull back. But then again, I look down here, what's setting up? You already got from the bottom right there when it tested the 99 log MA, it's setting up hidden bull for continuation. But do I think we're going to get continuation? You could pull all the way back to the top of the power mean band. This thing could peel off 200 freaking points and still set up hidden bull. And you would probably be, to be honest, returns oscillator would probably barely dip below this 2 SD band. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. Like I said, we need a new week. We need a new week. Why do I say that too? Because you're already below the bottom of the weekly volatility range. So if it were to dump out today, down by the bottom of this monthly range, I would imagine this thing's going to bounce. It's going to want to close around this area. It's going to want to close around this area somewhere.
Bobo, throw on the RMR for the SP 500 on that 5-day.
Let me see here. Yeah, this thing's rejecting. Got a target down here, 44.52.
Look at what's going to happen in like
that mess.
A week. There's going to be that cross right there. So open of next week.
Yeah, but it pops right back up. This thing dumps 44.46. 4450 area is where this 11 length RMLR is. The fact that you gap down right to it, this 5-day candle, it's been nothing but down. I mean, you're at the bottom of the weekly range. You didn't even sniff out the 1SD. I mean, there's the 1SD right there. That was a tight weekly range for volatility. That you can't even get down to the 1SD when you're at the bottom of that weekly. That's what that tells me, and you can look at it. Pretty damn tight. There's the
and you got intersect. You just have an intersect on the last candle, right?
Look how tight that
is.
is.
Look at perfect example, right? All these intersects we have, boom, get some nice moves.
Boom. That's what's right. This thing, day one, gaps down where to? Gaps right to the 95 for Laplace. Bounces up, rejects off the 1SD and that first support level on that weekly volatility range. At the end of the day, it flies up, right? Then you get gap down the next day. You eventually come up, reject off the second support level that's resistance now. Come back down. Pretty much yesterday, made a run for it again. But now look. Right before the close at the end of the day, right? And then this thing pulls right back up, rejects. Where did we just get that wick to? Right to the center of the daily. 47. I mean, to the penny. That daily's at what? 47.01? Pretty close. Look at that. Within a couple tenths. Nailed it. Nailed the center of the daily range. So this is like the moment of truth. Is this thing going to close below the weekly support levels on the volatility range? Could. We've seen a lot of assets lately doing it. Right? To the top or to the bottom.
Yep.
To the top or to the bottom. Indeed.
So
look at
again,
SPY.
just kind of going back just to help Hitchcock here is that so you kind of get that strategy in mind, like at the top side, like the 5-day, right? You look at 5-day, so that's going to set your bias, right? And then you work through the time frames, and if you're going to scalp, right, you go from like all the way from a 45-minute all the way down to a 1 minute, and where you enter in, and if you have your bias set and your bias is correct, right, you should be able to make decent money.
All right, so monthly chart, in my opinion, 21-day on traditional markets. Look at this thing. This thing's been setting up bear div this whole move. So here's all the bear div first, right? Boom. Then you get that test back down to the 33 power mean. 33 power mean, and what else is snuck up under there? Just a power mean band. But now you're outside of it again. Outside of it again with another lower low. Getting ready to cross down the zero mean. Could get you've got wave trend. Wave trend on the 21-day chart down here at 39.21. Woo, let's party. You want to see some people squirming. Come back and test that wave trend. That's what happened on the last pump, right? All-time highs. That is the all-time highs, right? Pretty sure. Oh, yeah. And you think you got something on Bitcoin. Boy, that looks bullish, doesn't it? Yeah. Run the percentages.
And everything on S&P 500 tells me something in the 43 to 4,400 range, right? Over a couple of, maybe like 3 months, right? So it's not going to be next week, but it's coming.
It could be a lot more extensive. This thing breaks down through this 21-day power mean band.
It's got to go through the 9 log MA, and then it's got to break through what you got your 33 next, and then it's got the reverse Fisher. So it's got some levels still to go, right? So it still has some challenges to go.
Could see something exactly like this too to wreck people. There's the last wave trend test. This is the 45-day chart. This is back in March of 20. What happened there? Oh, was that the scamdemic? I think it was. Yep, that was the scamdemic. Little pullback wick and then whoop, rips it right back up. The rich get richer. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. But here you are outside the power mean band. Dude, you got wave trend down here. Woo! 33.84. That'll wake some people up. That'll wake some. These are just targets on macro time frames where this could possibly go. Especially if Dixie just starts running amok to the top side. Which I'm telling you, man. Market what? Let's check Dixie out real quick. Hopefully that gave you a little bit of insight on what's happening. Well, this variance is coming down. Look at the bull div or bear div. Look at the bear div. You got bear div and hidden bear. You got bear div and hidden bear setting up. This crosses the zero mean here on this 45-day time frame. Oof, look out, man. I'm telling you. 33 power mean, wave trend. Regardless, it's like 3,600 area. That's a 33 power mean too. You're going to want to see a bounce here. When it comes to the 45-day, you don't want to see this thing drop below 43.80. 43.80. You would want to see a bounce here. Would that set up any div? It would. It set up hidden bull. Set up hidden bull for sure. Especially break down a little bit. Break down below the zero mean from the cross right here would set up hidden bull divergence. The div plays. But now intraday, right? What the hell are you doing? I usually don't go too deep into, I mean, this thing's got bull div, man. It's got bull div. DLP is still down here in these confidence intervals, though. It's losing a little steam, but volatility, low length volatility. Let's see, the 2400, 525 are expanding negatively correlated. 981. 981. It's like Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? It's our only hope. Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so, like I said, we need a new week, man. This thing's cooked on the weekly. And I say that because it is. It's totally cooked. There's the bottom of the weekly range. So, it makes sense to close right around here. You don't want to reject off of this daily again, though. You keep rejecting off this daily, you'll end up... This could range. This could range today, SPY. In between. Now, if there was such a thing to throw on a intraday freaking strangle on options, which is just risk rewards, not there. I'd rather just buy premium intraday. Play it quick too. We all know how that works. Take your profit, man. If you're playing those 0 DTE options, don't be the one caught holding the premium bag. But I would probably at this point, I'd probably use the 1 SD. Maybe 1.5. I wouldn't go as far as the 2 SD or the 95 for Laplace, just because it's going to struggle right here with SPY's going to struggle with the center of this monthly. Indeed. And just like the S&P, right? SPY's below that weekly. Look at the wicks into it too. Look at the wicks into it and the rejection yesterday. Hard pressed for me to think this thing's going to close above this monthly range. Maybe right at it. If that's the way the weekly close, you get a new monthly range with new support levels. It could go pretty deep. So what am I looking for? We got monthlies, right? Yeah, we do. Pull this up. Where's the first monthly? 460. Yeah, that is today. That's at the bottom of the daily volatility range. You can see the last green support. The green lines, those are daily supports. The red lines on the top side, resistances. I know this looks pretty cluttered. It's not, guys. I mean, this is a great chart once you learn how to read it. It really is. Gives you all the volatility ranges, daily, weekly, monthly. Then it gives you both distributions, Laplace and normal distribution, 4-hour and daily levels. Got to have these. Got to have these, especially when the market's random. This is what people don't realize. Most of the times, the markets are in a random walk. Very rarely are they in trend. And when they are, we got an entropy indicator to tell you when they're trending. Right? When they're trending. And I'm talking about when this returns us, or when the entropy indicator is heading to the downside in the trend. Right? Bum, 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 bum. 4 hour. Yeah, it's still on. Let me pop this on SPY.
And I did look at SPY on a monthly time frame on this chart right here, right? It's got a whole bunch of bear div setting up. It's sitting at zero mean, so February might not be a very good month.
Let me see here. Ooh, already down here setting up hidden bear on the 45, approaching the bottom of the power mean band. Approaching the bottom of the power mean band. It's a little whack. This thing's going back into a random walk. Look at the low length volatility. All right, let me see here. 981 is contracting negative. You got low length expanding. You got low length expanding negative. You got the 2400 expanding positive, 981 contracting negative. Jeez. That's why we're seeing this candle. Yeah, this thing's probably going to test the bottom of this power mean band here with the quickness. 460, almost 469. little
And
lower.
honestly,
You can see right there,
the way
468.79. 468.79. It's probably right here. Pretty much.
and the way I've developed my
469
mindset
center of the
those
monthly.
random walks is when it's in a random walk, it's usually going to just the price will plot around the 9-log MA, right? That's what it'll generally do. So it'll go up and down, up and down, up and down. So when he says it'll go test that 9-log MA, it'll be completely random, but it's just going back to its mean. So
Yeah, it's a sign of mean reversion, random walk, or counter trend. But you got to use, let's say, SAP and PC to figure out if it's an expanding volatility random walk or positive or negative drift random walk. And then with that, you'll be able to understand the structure that's going to come through, like I'm saying, the size of the candles and how strong that direction is going to be in that contraction phase, the random walk phase.
and then
so just add on that.
Yeah, and then you pair it with the DLP, right, to where that's going to go maybe to a random walk to the reverse wave trend too, right? So it all seems together. It's just there's a lot of things that go into this that it takes a while to read it. So we're trying to feed you guys.
Yeah, you can use one or two tools to help understand the other tools. So you got to understand, let's say, 9 tools, and then you can use, let's say you have this random walk phase, you can use whatever tool you want. It's like, oh, is this thing going to random walk to the VRE daily mean? Is this thing going to random walk to the reverse wave trend mean? Is it going to set a bear div on the RO? Like, you can pair it with whatever you want, whatever your brain can see easiest, right? So yeah, it's a good observation that you said there. And yeah, you throw in a tool that's on the candlesticks, which is called an indicator, and then you throw in the oscillators, which are the ones that aren't on the candlesticks. So if you can have 2 points of data comparing to whatever other oscillator indicator you're using, you'll be on your way in getting the best out of that indicator. So it's just like it's a big cycle. It's a big cycle.
And so, like, if it's something's also in a random walk and it hits the 3rd standard deviation, probably chances are that candle is going to suck right back up, right, or close its width, right, because it's just random, right. So it plotted well outside, its probable destination, so to speak, right, and so it'll probably just revert. So it's those sort of things that it takes a lot of.
So here's the saying
in your brain to understand how
here's the saying. If you know it's random, is it truly random? No. So go and define it. You know it's on a random walk, but you can define if it's walking or running. All right, and then you can define if it's running or walking on a straight road or if it's jumping hurdles. So those hurdles could be the VRE levels, whatever things are by the candles. Whatever those are the hurdles. So the bigger the gap in the random walk, the easier it is it's going to be to hit one of those hurdles. The more lines there are in that random walk, the more signal processing you're going to have to do to see if that random walk is going to continue being a random walk. Yeah?
Yeah. Dixie, right? Right at the top of the daily again. After testing the top of the weekly range, where everybody here saw this level. Talked about it all day yesterday on the stream. Testing 103. Testing 103. Testing 103. God, I think I was saying it in my sleep last night. I said it so many times on the stream yesterday. But yeah, that's why we use this. Love the volatility ranges. Now, does Dixie bounce here? About to find out. It's right back down to the second resistance level. These things do flip support. This daily range is right here. You break through here, you see Dixie close 15-minute candles below here, man. You're already back in the monthly range. You're going to start working down through here. Could close right back down here to 1 SD. Bottom monthly range is right down here below it. Then you got a fairly tight weekly. So it's interesting. Poor Dixie. Poor Dixie. This thing drops. This thing drops at a 1 SD. Shit, you're going to see gold at, it's already trucking. Probably see gold at the monthly range. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see this thing back at 2060, right in that area, with a quickness if Dixie drops. Dixie drops to that 1 SD. Probably see gold come up here and test here.
And then maintaining the theme of the RMLR, right? I'm looking at Dixie on the 15-minute with the RMLR on top of the DRE, right? So
How tight this
there is
is.
a cross happening right now, after it's already kind of dumped out. So there's cross right now. I want to say if mean reversion happens, it's going to probably happen right around 10:45-ish on the eastern coast. So that's about when it'll bounce, if it bounces, between now and now.
Let me see here.
Here's an observation for you, Earthbeer. Let's say your RMLR is crossing any one of the daily VREs, okay? Look at current price action. I don't necessarily use the RMLR, but any of the oscillators we do technically have a reaction here in this statement. When the line crosses that daily VRE, weekly VRE, whatever level it is of the VRE, look what happens to price action. Does it pull back to that cross or does it push through? So I can't say that every time the RMLR crosses up through the daily VRE, the candlestick goes up. But those are the little scalps that I can guarantee on. I just know. It's like this line crossed, cool. I can catch the knife. I just wait for the knife drop, catch the bottom of the wick, and I just sell it until it comes that little flat candle, bottom side wick or whatever. So like there's little points that you can really execute if you pay attention. You just learn the rules of how many times does RMLR cross and what is the general outcome. And if it's 9 out of 10 times, 7 out of 10 times, it's worth chasing, depending on the piece. But it's worth chasing. It's worth investigating. Okay?
Yeah, that's something that's something that again, I need to stop being lazy. That's something that what I was talking about last week. That's something that Power BI will be able to decipher, right? Because there's too many data points there to do it, like even by hand, right? Or even just by memory. You need the computer to actually do that sort of work for you.
You just stare at it long enough, bro, and your brain panics into remembering it.
But I think to get a quantifiable, answer, you need the computer to do that sort of work, that sort of computation.
Well, all it is, it's quantifying data. So like if you have 3 means that have all crossed at the exact same price at the exact same time, that is a statistically probabilistically important level to see if people are going to chase it.
And you know what? I think the way I've been looking at the CSV files, what TradingView exports, all that stuff. It's absolutely possible to do that analysis. Absolutely 100% to do that analysis. It's just a matter of sitting down and doing it, right? And I mean, it's not something that you slap together in 30 minutes. No, that's like something that's going to take weeks and weeks of kind of just...
You're programming, bro. You're programming all the rules of the world.
It's like 5th generation, right? So it's like you get to just basically slide and drag basically relational databases with each other. So and then you can make some formulas, to see how everything relates. So, and it's a really intuitive tool, but it takes some initiative just to get going though.
So I will say something. Your results are going to be thrown off because you can't backtest live data. So a lot of people get wrong. Take a screenshot right now of Bitcoin on the 1 minute. When we come back when wake up tomorrow, same time, go visit the charts and tell me if your oscillators look the same. They smoothed out, they look so pro, it looks so easy to use. That's a TradingView function error. All right? I don't know why they smooth all the data out like this, but even the candles, they look different. All right? So if your data is coming in 15 seconds, within 15 seconds, sure, it's executable. But if it's anything over 1 minute, it's anything over 15 minutes, I wouldn't really put the brain power into doing it. I just put the brain power into actually hammering it down.
And when I was thinking of it, when I was actually I'm still in sort of the brainstorming, you're going to have to take the data all the way down to the 1 second, right? you're letting the computer do the work, right? You're not messing around on 1 second. But it's designing how to, construct, okay, this block of seconds is like a 15-minute candle, and then how does the math react to that, right? So
what you do is, we can't really do it if you're doing it on the 1 second. But this is my theory: is the 1 minute. All right, let's say we use a RO. My 1 minute RO is 14. Okay, if I'm on the 10-minute and I want to know, it actually has to go the other way. If I'm on the 10-minute, okay, wait, yeah, my RO is 10 on the 1 minute, then I shuffle to the 10-minute time frame. The RO that's set on one look back should be the same position as the RO on the 1 minute. That's set at 10 look back. All right, so you have to figure out this factor tree. So you don't necessarily have to do all these time frame shuffles, but then you're overlaying 9 ROs on top of each other if you use 9 time frames or whatever it is, right? But you got to just get that right. So if I'm going from 1 minute, 10 minute, 100 minute, then it's going to be obsolete because I can't put a 0.1 RO down.
Yeah, exactly. And but plus there's an issue with the 1 second too, is that you can only go back so far, right? So if at 1 second, you're only going to get like a day's worth of data, right? So
yeah,
to get a sample size, you're going to have to collect data for like a year. So
yeah. So there's a very big thing in that people collect implied volatility data and they stack it for 2 years and then they do their investigative study, or you can go out and buy it. So you can get that data, and yeah, that would be the best way to do it. Recording it live, having all those things set so that when you come back to it the next day, the data is exactly the same. It's not smooth patch with that. So you have a standard error if it's smooth. Anyway.
Yeah, I would say for scalpy scalps that you don't need more. I mean, a day of data in a 1 second is a ton of data. You don't really need anything that far back. But
it's not necessarily to the general idea is to scalp, but it's also to take 1 second data and make it so that you can take 1 second data and you can predict what it's going to do on a 15-minute time.
Sure, but then I mean, sure.
So I mean, that's the idea, because what you'd be able to do is with 1 second data is you can concurrently look at every time frame all at once, theoretically.
So what I will say, like in theory, you're 100% correct. But in practicality, as soon as there's a gap in that 1 second data, you got to figure out a way to, I don't know what the right word is. You got to figure out a way to deal with that gap in the data, all right? Because that gap in the data technically throws in a skew. Okay, so if the gap is $1, then the candle moves $10, and the next gap is $2, and the candle minus is $3. That gap in data has messed with everything in that thing's look back. If this makes sense. So you want to sort of find an asset that's good, that's super liquid, that doesn't gap, or find a time frame that doesn't have gaps in it. All right, and then start quantifying from there.
Yeah, and so that's part of the problem I have, because you have the shutdowns overnight, right? And so you have some weird sort of, everything's got to be pegged right to the trading view timestamp, right? That's going to be a common variable, how you link everything together, and mentally I know how to. Mentally I'm like 20% there on how to design it, but the next 80% is just.
Yeah, but here's the thing, okay? It's not like a 1 second solution, because remember the HFTs, the bots are running way underneath the second. Right? They're opening and closing trades within less than 0.2 seconds. They're getting real time data feed, like live, real time, screaming constantly. So hundredths of a second, maybe thousands. How do you compete with
what
that?
you want to? Yeah. What you want to do?
Why, under a minute is really, for a human being to be really under a minute or 30 seconds or 15 seconds. Really, like,
check it out. What you really want to be doing is, so this is where it becomes a brain fudge, is you need to be pulling the data from the exchange or your broker, because trading views, 1 minute candles, go compare the two, 1 second on Binance, 1 second on TradingView. Trading views are like 3 seconds slow, bro, on a really bad day. But on any given day, you're looking at 0.5 of a second slow, because it's bouncing through all these servers to get to. So if that 0.5 of a second on 1 second is your problem, now when you get to, let's just go 10 seconds, it's a 5. It's the same variance. You just multiply it by whatever, how many.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's easier to trade it on the higher time.
It's 5 seconds. Yeah, 100 of the 100 seconds you're trading, you've got 5 seconds worth of no data. That's make a break. So yeah, so it's a tough one, dude.
It's tough.
It's really good.
It's
really good.
I think that's the one thing that I think just you're gonna have to take some of that data. You're gonna have to smooth it out. I mean, there's no question, right?
Mm.
There's gonna have to be some sanding down. There's got to be bands of error. I mean, it's just it's
that's
what
where
it
you
is.
need a serious mathematician guy, dude.
Because what it is it's taking. My idea was to take the idea of confluence of data, understand how prices react, like within a trend, and you grab pretty much every ticker on the S&P 500 and the Triple Q or Nasdaq. You can just make the computer calculate where you need to buy, like which company to look at, right? So which company to look at, that's the company. You're versus a high frequency trader, which they're just trading everything. No, you're just trying to boil it down to, okay, maybe I've got like 3 companies I need to look at.
Yeah, so a serious scanner to be like, when these rules are met, there's usually a very big expansion in volatility, right? So now, yeah, if you could, to simplify it, you don't really need all the other tools. You can use AVR, you can use Shannon Entropy, use like 5 time frames, and if all those 5 time frames for any given asset are below 10%, go and investigate it. Because then within, let's just say we do 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and an hour. Then you'll know within 1 minute to 3 hours, this asset is going to have a huge expansion in volatility. Obviously, you got to pick the direction. You don't have to worry about that. So you be the person that investigates the direction. You don't leave it up to the bot, because then you're putting in all those standard errors of the gaps and stuff. But if you can just get that list of 500 and have TradingView send you the data for all 500 to say that it's below the 10% range on AVR, Shannon Entropy, then it's going to be a lot easier to nail down stocks to trade.
Exactly. I think that's kind of where I was going, but a little bit more nuance than that, right? It's just like you say, if we have like 5 different time frames, right? Well, let's say I think I tried to type this in the chat, right? Like, so you're at like the second standard on the 3 minute on trend, but only the first standard on 5 minute, and that band shifts, right? That band actually goes up and down, right? But you can detect which symbols are actually starting to walk into trend, right? So I think you can do that as well, right? So it's just like I said, you have to build it in pieces, and then you have to put it all together, right? It's like when you're building like a model airplane, right? It just doesn't come in the box with like 2 pieces that you just snap together. No, it comes in 500 pieces. That pieces make pieces to make a bigger piece, right? So it's.
So here's what we learned from someone that's like heavy mathematician trader. At the end of the day, you should only give a shit when to trade is when AVR is at 0 or Shannon Entropy is at 0. There's no point in being in between the 33 percentile to the 99th percentile within the data and getting a trade. You're gonna get whipped out. You're gonna it's just gonna retest the 0 points in volatility. So just go define AVR and Shannon, and I promise you, you don't have to worry about trying to quantify the reverse wave trend and the
Nope.
and the VRE levels and stuff like that.
That's 100% possible. I think
Basics of volatility trading. Warlord coming through with the freaking.
Yeah, exactly. In other words, buy low, sell high.
It's pretty simple.
Work for you. Just whatever Kramer says, do the opposite. You'll be right 95%.
Yeah, no, but I think, I mean, just those two factors, just like those two factors, right? Find a ticker that's Shannon Entropy at 0, right? Like,
Wow.
depending on the time you want to trade, right? That is super easy to do in Power BI. That is super easy.
Boy, Dixie dumped.
Like Bitcoin on the daily right now, pretty much 0 entropy.
Dixie's having a dump fest.
Intraday, right? If you're looking for intraday, right? Not.
What'd I say about that?
I mean, it's just really this like.
Here we go.
I think that's really something to do.
Here we go.
Dude, I think for your scanner idea, that would be so much easier because you obviously understand how to then read the direction of volatility.
What'd I say about the 1SD?
And most of the time, perfect, Boba. Most of the time, the thing like here, for example, let's say on Dixie, if you to pull up the AVPs and the APRs, this thing is like just smashing itself into 0 or 100. So go quantify 0 and 100 on the AVPs, and you can either get the pullback, the slow random walk down to the mean, or the expansion to the mean. That's all you're really looking for, 0 or 100 AVR. It's the same side of the coin. All right?
Yeah.
We're looking for fully expanded or fully contracted for the move. Absolutely. And that works for volatility and that works for entropy. No question about it. You know, and the expansion and contraction and the correlation the same way. So it doesn't matter. Either one.
I'll make an oral commitment right now. Like if I'm able to actually do this on Power BI, it's not going to happen tomorrow, right? I'm more than willing to share it because Power BI is actually free, right? So it's actually free. Mm-hmm. You can go to Microsoft, you can download it, but how to use it, I don't want to say that is absolutely free. You can learn how to do it by way of YouTube, but you know, it takes time.
Yeah.
So there is some labor that goes into it, right? But if I'm able to do it, and you know, because if it goes like if I make it, you know, I'm only one person. I can't test everything, right? So sometimes that if I build something, you know, I'd probably want to test it, right? And I'd give it free.
I'll battle test that with you, buddy. Anytime.
Yeah, I can't make promise I'm not going to even start it tomorrow. You know, I got stuff going on.
Look at that beautiful Dixie, man. Beautiful Dixie. What Bilbo said earlier in the stream? Look at that.
Right to it. Right to the 1SD.
Right to it. Don't we tell people about the VREs? These things work.
I said if Dixie goes to the 1SD to the downside, gold's going to be at the 1SD to the top side. And it's exactly where it's at.
That's exactly where it went. Exactly.
Beautiful.
Wow, this data works cross charts.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I'm looking at that yellow dot at the top there. I'm guessing that's like 268. Maybe a little bit slow off into that region, and we see what happens.
Yeah. And this is what I was talking about, you know, when Hitchcock's asked that question earlier. I'm like, we need a new week, man. I mean, this thing is cooked. It's cooked for this week. But this was part of the equation. Exactly what I was talking about. It was all up to Dixie. And where was Dixie? Dixie was at the top of its range. Right? Dixie was at the top of its weekly range. Dixie needed to stay up there. But, wow. The battle's having a shit coin as your national currency. Brutal. Just brutal.
The third worst shit coin.
I know. I was about to comment. Yeah, it could be worse. Could be worse.
You could trade it as an outlier.
You could be the shit coin that all the other shit coins beat up on.
I will say crypto is literally a hedge against this currency. Crypto could go back down to about 25K for Bitcoin, and I'm still beating Warren Buffett. So I ain't necessarily complaining, but fuck.
Yeah, for sure. I want to see how this plays out the rest of the day. Be a riot if it reverses intraday. It could. I'm telling you, man. This thing could. It's already. I mean, gold's already ran the 1 SD. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. That's why when it comes to options, these deviation levels, powerful, especially if you're using options correctly. I mean, my opinion, a lot of people's opinion, are made to sell. Made to sell. So you can get a nice range where you want to sell your premium at. Good stuff. The fact this thing just closed in the monthly, pretty powerful. And then just on a 15-minute. Just if gold can get up here and close above this weekly range, here's the problem. The weekly is going to drop below the monthly. I don't think there's anything. Let me see here. Let me see this entire week.
Has it touched that weekly before?
Yeah. Right back here. There it is. Boop. Boop. Actually dropped down into it. Right back up at it. Yeah, there's day one. Right, opened up, pumped, whoop, came back down. Came back down. Come on, chart. What are we doing here? Crap. This thing, talk about, well, traditional TA lags, kind of like this chart's TA trading view's lagging right now. But yeah, just right back up at it. Powerful. This thing needs to get its butt up here. I don't know if there's anything this data set could do to get this weekly range to stay where it's at or go higher. No, a lot of volatility today. Jeez, man. It's tough. This thing closed right now. This thing would be cooking in. This weekly is going to drop below the monthly. You don't want that, gold. You do not want that. You would probably have to close up here in the weekly range to keep this thing from dumping down below it. You're going to have to. Going to be a lot of volatility at the top side today if this can get up in this weekly. Preferably close above it. Close above 2070. Looking good going into next week. Let me see here. It's getting our ass handed to them. Anybody? Everybody should be moving to the top side. Baba, good. You go just burn somewhere.
Oil down?
I think oil's up. Oil's up a couple percent, I think. Let me check. Double check. Yeah, it's up 2%. Get your butt down there.
VIX is leaving its trend real fast too. So
yeah, this could reverse intraday here, man.
It's turning right around, right? So
it definitely could. This is what I was talking about too. Just like whoop. Might be one of those days you just sit back and be like, "Oh, the profits last year were so great."
Well, also it's
just bathe in the sun. Wait for next week.
4-hour closes at 42 minutes, and that third standard deviation is what, 1/10 of a point to the top side, which for decent. It's still above. I mean, it's
interesting, man.
Above the first support on the daily, so I mean, probably pull right back up. Go right back up to its own daily.
Yeah, indeed. Came back down, tested that freaking. Let's see, and that was the first resistance level, right at the 1 SD too. Let's see if it kicks it back up from here. This thing goes back up to the 1 SD. You're going to see gold probably right back down at its 1 SD. Let's look at the chart here. Oh, Dixie, what do you got for us? That's a 45. That is. Oh, get rid of that little trendy. Get over here. Boop. Wow, big nasty outlier on the 45-minute. Damn. Woo! Run, ladies, run.
I was talking about earlier, false positive, right? It just looks like the market just ripped, and everybody's like, "Oh, we're back," right? Well, no, because if you get back down below the certain volatility levels, going into next week.
There's some bare wood. Woo! Bare woody, right there.
Double dip and slap it thighs.
Just bam, taking out the whole family. Slap.
I'll take all these balls and
Slap. We love our outliers on the variance. They are all over the place. Oh, a couple of good ones here too. 45-minute. Jesus, look at this. Look at that 45-minute outlier at the top side. Zip. This is how it usually works, though, right? We know the bulls take the stairs, right? And the bears, elevator time. But yeah, crazy, man. Gotta love it. Let me see this 15. That's what I wanted to see.
Bulls are positive, drift winners. And the bears are expansion and volatility winner.
Yeah.
Not if you flip the chart.
Yeah, everything's right as rain. Just got to turn the chart upside down. If you ever get blue, just flip it around. Be okay.
Yeah,
You'll be
I'm short,
okay.
that's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's what I did to get practice shorting. I was like, screw it. Flip the charts.
All you DGens, you ever get liquidated, invert the chart and just be like, look, oh, I was just donating to my charities. It's all good. Wasn't a liquidation. I'm helping keeping the bots greased. That bot grease is expensive. Somebody's got to pay for it. Man, that was a deep trend on the 15. Good Lord. Deep. Haven't had anything like that here recently.
It turned around. It's turning around real quick, too. So, I mean, it just tells you. It hit a level that it doesn't like. So,
See here.
So what I will say here is if you throw up like your reverse wave trends on whatever time frame you choose, you'll note that this thing's going to pull back. Yeah, you'll note that it's going to pull back, whatever candle that was, a 15-minute. It will pull back into those reverse wave trends and then start failing. If that makes sense. This is like a very crypto-y move that we see Dixie pulling off right now.
Yeah, wave trend on the 4 hour,
after a knife feed, it's not healthy, man. It suckers people in. So you got to scalp that shit. You don't invest in it.
Yeah, look at this bad boy. Yeah, I mean, wave trend crossed up Fisher back here. Did the wave trend get tested on the 4 hour? Woo! Hello. Yes, it did. Indeed. Pulled right back up above it. It's one of the main reasons here. Trying to keep this up above the wave trend. Definitely want to close above there. You don't close above this 4 hour wave trend coming into next week. Oof, look out. Look out Sunday night. Dixie could have a rough time overnight. You can see it back down at 101.6. Let me see. 33 power means down there at 101.5. There's two sides of that coin. This thing can pull. If this 4 hour candle can pull back up, it's only got 37 minutes. Good luck. Good luck.
Goes back to what I was saying earlier with that oscillator, right? If that rejects at the zero mean, well, I think that oscillator probably has shot down below that zero mean with that one candle, that 4 hour.
Look at that. We already showed it, but yeah. Dixie ran right to that daily wave trend. Whoop! Now back at the 4 hour wave trend. This thing's playing between the daily and the 4 hour wave trends right now. Whew. Boy, this daily chart, boy, that's yikes.
And Dixie is right below the center of the month.
Yes. Yes. It
Is that
indeed
an
is.
inverted head and shoulders?
Right there.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
They suck you in, bro. They suck you in.
Suck you in.
Reverse the freaking reverse wave trend, man.
My goodness, is that dandruff?
What is this? What is this? That's great, too. That 1 15-minute candle rips up to the top of the weekly range, pulls back inside the 1SD. Then you test the 1SD and then dump to the 1SD to the downside. Vip, vip. That quick. That's what an hour will do for you. Did you eat Mexican last night? Did you stay on the pot for about an hour while you entered your trade? You came back out? Wrecked. Bummer. Got to monitor your trades. Take your laptop to the potty with you.
Trading at the table, investing on the pooper. Usually how it goes for me.
Smart traders have monitors in their bathrooms. They just, whip. There's nowhere you can't trade.
You needed a screen toilet.
Yeah.
Like those Japanese toilets do look good.
Oh, funny.
Dow Jones making a nice move on this 15-minute candle. The Coinbase had a nice parallel move there with gold to the upside. Also hitting the bottom side of the month.
What's Coinbase
on that last
doing?
candle.
What is old Coinbase doing? Up 0.13.
I was watching it live. And I was kind of kicking myself like I should just shut up and get a scalp to the upside because I saw it coming. I'm like, damn it. But that is what it is. Right? There's an opportunity every other minute. That'd be
I would say Coin would be easier to trade than the rest of these other companies. Because Coin is every single second they're making money. Or every single second they're losing money. In comparison to these other guys, they're all just like round up at the end of the day. So treat Coin like it's a crypto. You know, like it's directly correlated to crypto, dude. Anything that happens in crypto is going to happen there. Consolidations make more money for it. Big moves, not much money in it. As soon as it hits correlation at a high price with a big move and consolidates there, then Coin is going to pump. So when crypto goes sideways, look for Coin to go up. When Coin, depending if they have Bitcoin in their holdings, let's just say, and Bitcoin goes up, then Coin's also going to go up. So you just got to figure out just that little fundamental, and you'll know, okay, if they have 10% holdings, then it's a 10% always correlation to Bitcoin or whatever the market's doing. But trade Coin, dude, it will be a lot easier to trade than I reckon a majority of these other stocks. Because it's gambling. It's just people guessing future price. Coin actually is correlated down to the 1 second in their accounts. So don't hesitate.
God, these news articles are just such a riot on TradingView. BlackRock, $10 million Bitcoin purchase. Will happen today. Expert says SEC is backed into a corner.
The most important thing about Coinbase though is that you got to be very, if you're gonna trade it, just like Warlord said, trade it like crypto. Get in and out because that premium is no joke. 3-minute candles gone up $2 easily, with very little volatility, right? So it's just bang bang. So you can lose 50% of your investment within 2 minutes.
Yeah, man. So the pro guys who aren't living in the States, they have their bots and algos set to trade Bitcoin, and they have their bots and algos to trade Coinbase. So if that bot and algo is long on Bitcoin, it's more than likely going to be long on Coinbase. It's just logic. If that makes sense. And when it's short on Bitcoin, it's going to be short or like 15 seconds, and then it will go short on Coinbase. So trade it like that, because the people that they're winning both sides. They're winning in the normie market and they're winning in the crypto market. And they have the bot that can legally do it. So that's why I say trade like a shitcoin, because it's the algos that are pushing the shitcoins are the same algos that are pushing coin.
Listen to this nonsense. Reported a few hours ago. 50K target in play if a Bitcoin spot ETF approval is granted. Analyst finds. Oh, really? Why don't you look at the RMLR or the volatility or the variance or the reverse wave trend or the returns oscillator and see what all those things are telling you, because then you'll know exactly what to do. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
By now, because some analyst found that he assumes a spot ETF on Bitcoin will make $50,000 a random round number the target in play. Really? Okay, great, wonderful. That's just lovely.
Yeah, you know you've got the right. You know you've got the right. You know you've got the right setup when you've got the right setup when you get angry, because that target's been in your book for like 4 days already. It pisses me off, man. I was reading that. I'm like 58K. You said 58K, bro. You weren't saying 58K like 2 weeks ago. Come on, man.
I just find it hilarious the amount of masochism involved here. Like people looking for someone else to tell them how to read information that is blatantly available on what we're doing, and it's just like it's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Yes, some analyst at some firm that whatever has a name said something. Oh well, it must be true then.
Must be.
Really?
Must be.
Because I mean, because those guys are never wrong, right?
Never. Never.
Kathy Wood is always right.
Yeah.
I about that.
And so I guess BlackRock called this guy and said, "Hey, by the way, we're making that $10 million purchase today. Here, you want the exact time? Here, hold on." Fucking people are so stupid. These people that write these articles, man, it's insane. News is nothing more than a manipulation tool.
you know what? I'm just gonna say, that didn't happen. That analyst is probably full of shit. He's just making something up for news, right? Just making something up, because his source is probably some guy's uncle who knows a guy who cleans the bathrooms at BlackRock, right?
Oh, I know that dude. He was at the
Pretty
CBOE.
much, man.
He was
It
at the
was written on the
CBOE
toilet door.
playing around with the 21
That
yellow,
makes
the old
sense.
yellow 21 in the broom closet.
Some guy's fetching coffee. Here's somebody else talking. Oh, he said something about
Oh,
the line
God.
got triggered. Okay.
Pretty wild. Pretty wild.
Okay.
Oh, well, the yellow
No.
21. I mean,
Hey, pal.
if he made it green, it would have obviously been different.
Let me see something here. Hell, these people
So
talking
here's
about.
another good observation for Coinbase. So what we can sort of really do with, let's just say Bitcoin, because it's 24 hours and it's easy to know, is like when it starts to get 18 hours of your day, so you've been trading for 18 hours and you have like another 4 hours left, you can sort of guess quite accurately, let's just say at this current price, by like $300 where the next on Bitcoin, where the next daily VRE is going to print. All right. So if you know that the VRE is going to print above price, you can expect Coinbase's VRE daily mean as well to print above price. So I don't know when you can get into the options market and all this stuff, but if you can just generally guess that, okay, crypto is going to go up tomorrow or in the next 6 hours, so will Coinbase. And you obviously
That is
have
true.
brokers
I've
and
noticed
stuff.
that when
Right.
so when Coinbase, when BTC dumped, right, the other day, and then recovered. Well, so what happened is when BTC started to recover, when it had that big candle down,
Yeah.
Coinbase went up because
Nice.
because of
Crazy dog,
the
dude.
timing, right? Because the BTC dumped in like pre-market, early morning hours,
Yeah.
right? But it started to recover when the market was open. So Coinbase shot.
Yeah. Yeah, there's really good place to rinse on Coinbase. I should actually be trading Coinbase. I would want to actually go find the place where I can. But yeah, there's just little tricks you can pull out. If the daily BTC is above, the daily VR mean is, the new daily VR mean is currently above the Bitcoin price, well then just know that Coinbase is going to go up, even if it's above its daily VR. Maybe look for it to hit its weekly VR or some shit, a bit better. But there's very, very quantifiable edge that you can pull out of the Bitcoin chart to apply to Coinbase. And
well, sure. I mean, you just look at the last 7-8 candles on Bitcoin versus Coinbase, right? You see it very clearly, like on the 15-minute or whatever. It's pretty clear.
This is another company, PayPal, that actually, I don't know if they hold Bitcoin, but they do.
Yeah, well, they allow users to hold Bitcoin kind of in their wallets. They do allow that.
So
but
now,
it's not really,
I don't know if that's factored into the share price, because technically they are holding that address, so they technically have ownership of it. So that's another really good thing, is you just go investigate how much of the money in PayPal is in cryptocurrencies, and then they say 20%. You go, okay, so then this thing's going to give a 20% correlation move to whatever Bitcoin's doing.
right. Well, sort of, because they also hold dollars and every other currency. But
Yeah.
That's
They
right.
lose Bitcoin up. Yeah,
I got this on PayPal because there's a little news article 25 minutes ago. PayPal stock loses 2 bulls this week. Why the turnaround story? It will take time. Barons.com. That was 25 minutes ago. Gaps down. Gaps down to the which monthly? First monthly support. Yeah, gaps down to the first monthly support. Where the hell's my mouse? It's a problem of having all these monitors. Sometimes you lose your mouse. There it is.
yeah.
And it rips up whoop, from the monthly right to the second support on the weekly. See if you can close above that. It's almost the 1SD, the top side. Of course it is. Oh no, they lost 2 bulls? Not 2 bulls. Which 2 bulls did they lose? These nuts?
Give the name.
D's nuts. Yeah, give our names. Let's see them. Who are the bulls that PayPal lost? Apparently, they jumped back down in here on the monthly. Oh, we didn't go anywhere. We were running the streets in
daily?
Pamplona. Isn't that the town where they do the running with the bulls? They just run over some humans real fast. Now they're back in the markets.
Is that an untouched daily?
Damn it!
Is it a what?
Is that an untouched daily VRME on PayPal down here at the very bottom?
I don't know. Talk about
just above your little.
I've been kind of watching this. To the point, I know you've been making this point over the last couple of months, about untouched daily VREs. I think those are actually in play during post and pre-market hours too. So when things gap, right, you may not see it on Bilbo's chart, right, because he has just regular hours versus extended hours, but they may have actually touched in the pre and post market. So
yeah.
Which one are we talking about? This daily?
At about 58.30. Yeah, that guy. So yeah, that's sort of what makes it actually wicks straight and then up in the same day. I didn't actually see that big blue candle. So yeah, that's sort of what makes the stocks harder to trade, dude. That's sort of why I'm happy to just carry on trading crypto, because it's a serious brain wreck trying to comprehend this stuff on stocks. But yes, that's a very good observation with regards to what you said there. I was seeing it with Funk and stuff like that when we were chatting. I've got to stare at the chart long enough to know that, okay, every pre-market, if it hits that daily VRE, then it's been tested in the pre-market, all right? So then it doesn't have to test it in the day. Or you can just back test that shit and be like, okay, 9 out of 10 times it tested in the pre-market and it doesn't really have an effect in the day unless big volatility or bad news comes through. That would be its safety zone. So yeah, it's a good observation, man.
No. Sort of my looked outside. It's barely over 20.
I just scalped that too. Like we were sitting here talking when I was kind of quiet there. I was took it from the top of the daily, broke above the top, the bottom of the monthly, and I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm good. Made a few bucks on that.
Nice.
Easy.
Well
easy.
done, dude.
If you treat it like crypto, it's easy.
Yeah.
I said that in my head when I'm winning. I'm like, this is easy. And then I quickly go, okay,
win.
Take a breath.
Clowns.
Don't get too arrogant about this stuff. But yeah, man, when you're in the flow, it really does feel easy. It really and truly does.
Yeah, and I see Hitchcock back in the chat. Yeah, talked about that. Talked about that area, man. Yep, Dixie dumped to the 1SD, gold ran to the 1SD, the top side. That's how this stuff works. Got actual targets. Let me see here. Gold just pop up too. Yeah, what did it get up to? Yeah, that monthly range, man. Is it going to close above there? Bottom of the weekly is right there at 2065. Center of the weekly is 2068. Boom. That's where gold probably wants to close. This weekly range, if gold rejects off this monthly, comes back down, closes around the 68.3 Laplace. This weekly range, when this thing opens up Sunday evening, is going to populate below the monthly. That is not going to be good for gold. So these bulls, these algos, they're trying to run this thing up into this weekly, preferably above it, close above 2070, 2071 to be exact. We'll see. Dixie. If Dixie pops back up, though, good luck. This thing will dump back out. If Dixie runs going in the end of the day. It's trying, but, yeah, man. Not having it. So you got gold up there messing around with the monthly range, while Dixie's down below the center of the monthly range. Perfect test. That blue cross line is the first standard deviation. First standard deviation on the daily time frame. Talked about that going down. Whap! If Dixie were to dump, which it did, to the 1SD, that gold would run to the 1SD to the top side. That's it right there. Got a couple wicks. Almost right dead into it. Close enough. Could hit it right now. Fully. Gonna have to close outside the first standard deviation. Gonna have to close out it to just give this thing a chance. If you close right around here, this weekly range, it's probably going to drop below the monthly. So I'm saying gold has got to get up above this weekly. And I would say if the quickness, and it could just go sideways the rest of the day. And that would probably solidify this weekly not dropping below the monthly, which you don't want that. Look how tight this daily range is too. All right, literally. Dime. Like a dime width. Crazy, man. Pretty tight daily range. This is a no-brainer to run this one SD. Usually you get that tight of a daily range by the end of the day today. So gold could run to the 95 for the plus. That would solidify probably a weekly range staying right around where it is. Maybe even rising a little bit just because of the last day volatility here. We will find out. We will find out.
I mean, look at the RMLRs like on the 15-minute on gold. You know, it just, when it did that little pumpy move, it smashed the 3012 RMLR to the upside, the third band up.
Ooh.
And it's still sitting on top of the 1110 arm, the third standard deviation band of the RMLR. So on the 3012, it doesn't go up to, what would that be, around, let's see, around 2075 or so. If it doesn't do that in the next 4 minutes, yeah, the thing is confirmed to be a mean reversion to the 3012, which is currently, where's that at?
68.
Yeah.
You can see what's going on here. This 30 length power mean on the
4
hour.
1110, which is currently at 2047 and rising. Basically, it's got a little bumpy dump coming in the next hour, but then it'll be rising again. So it could, you know, like Bobo just said, man, I would not be surprised to see gold just kind of meander over, and like it's a good place to be taking the profit in my, you know, in my whatever opinion after a move like that in the last couple of hours. Like, man, don't be greedy. You just had a nice little trending move. Could the trending move continue? Absolutely, it could. And it's even still rising on the trending move on a 15-minute. Right? So, yay, wonderful. Stay in if you want, but be very aware. It could easily dump back down to complete that mean reversion. Currently, that would be around 2047. So why lose that big old pumpy candle?
Yeah.
When you could just have the profit and then have the next move, whatever direction it goes, and even if it continues the trending move to the upside, you know, and then you still have more profit in hand for your next trade.
Center of the weekly range is right here, the 30 length RMLR. And this thing's getting ready to drop below the 33 power mean. I'd be a bit surprised this thing closed right up here.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the weekly. But yeah, the confluence is there at 2068. Been there.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful.
But for now, it's got a nice little trending move happening.
Yeah,
so, hey, yeehaw.
Yee.
Ride him, cowboy. And you got, you know, you still have increasing variance. Positive or whatever. All groovy. Really groovy.
Huh.
So it's go time, but you know, after a move, the steam eventually runs out, and you got yourself a mean reversion.
Yeah, in my opinion, there's still a bunch of buy pressure on Bitcoin. Man, these traditional markets close today. Could have a nice weekend.
For sure.
Could have a nice weekend.
Week. I mean, what a sick week, honestly. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Like just nice moves, juicy moves every day on the daily candle and every time frame beneath it. It just had some really sick moves, 4 hour, 15 minute, 90 minute, whatever. Doesn't matter. And it's been, you know, not a surprise, right?
Yeah, so, right at the new year, Bitcoin pumps, goes sideways, mean reverts, right down through the RMLRs. You take off when these RMLRs crossing up the 33 power mean. It takes off, mean reverts sideways into the 11, then mean reverts back down to the 30, mean reverts back to the 11. Mean reverts right to the crosshair. Yep.
Guarantee you the pattern chasers are going to look at Bitcoin come next January 1st, be like, well, it pumped the last two January 1st. That means it must pump today. And then they're going to ignore all the actual information.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Bitcoin breaks through this 4 hour 33. Oof. Although that makes
Yeah.
more sense, right around 43K. Not dumping out down here like peeling off another 2K off this thing. We just got a wick all the way down through, and it pulled right back up inside the RMLR with the old cup and temple pattern. That's an alpha trading special right there. You're not going to find this on any other indicator. This is the only indicator you will find the cup and temple. Jeez. This is for all you pattern traders out there.
We can make up pattern names too.
Oh, Lord.
The squirrel dance pattern.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Let's go back. All right.
These nuts.
Those are the two bowls PayPal lost. Apparently, they lost 2 bowls. What the hell are they even talking about? I damn near, I'm not going to read the article. That's for damn sure. The headline now, PayPal loses 2 bowls. Okay. It must have been worthless.
Did they get sold out for hamburgers?
Who knows, right? Totally.
You know,
Rocky Mountain oysters.
going back to Coinbase just for a second, why did I sell right above the bottom of the monthly? Well, it just pulled right back, right? Because at the end of the day, it was RMLR. There was a cross happening on the 15-minute that, it was downside, right? So
What's down
there was
here?
no upside for me to stay in that with mean reversion
41.5.
potentially on the way.
Notice not a 15-minute candle is closed above the center of this monthly. Wicks all over it.
Yeah,
Wicks all over it.
Dixie's kind of in her, she's sitting at that 4-hour wave trend, right? Wonder where it's going to, if it close below that, and then maybe go make a move.
People on TradingView, you're looking at real support and resistance here. Just imagine not using the VRE and the distribution, but using lagging moving averages. It's tough. It's rough.
I've got a golden pocket in my fib.
It's crazy.
Golden pocket.
Pretty crazy, man. The battle is real, folks. You're battling these entities called high-frequency trading firms. They give 0 shit about you. They love your liquidity, and they will take it from you. Indeed, when you do not know where these levels are at, if you were in a gold trade right there, this thing was approaching up at this monthly range, and you did not take your profit.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Need rehab. We got a rehab facility here at Alpha Trading. I know it's rough. Rehabilitation is rough. I don't care what kind of rehab it is. Got a nephew, tore his meniscus. He better be taking that rehab seriously, because he doesn't take a lot of things seriously in life. I told him, I was like, you don't take this seriously, you're a young man, right? 25. You're going to be jacked the rest of your life. You'll be getting a knee replacement at some point. Rehab, take it seriously. Had a good surgeon, did the work. Make him proud. If you're listening, which I doubt it, you're probably playing Xbox, rotting your brain. It's okay. Oh, there's Big Dog. He's out there regulating. Jeez, it's like 25. He loves the cold. It's crazy. I looked out. He was rolling around in the frosty grass. He's all right. Old girl. Yeah, she's sleeping. She literally cannot hold her bladder. It's fucking devastating to me. Yeah. But anyway, here it's coming back down off this monthly level. Coming back down off the monthly level. As it looks, I mean, if Dixie can get its ass out of the bottom, right? We just had about almost an hour now of this dump on the dollar, the pump on gold. You get a little reversal here. Like I said, gold will come back down, especially if Dixie rips back up here. Top of the monthly range, 102.4. This can go right back up.
Gold, you got decreasing correlation. It's rising, but it's deep correlation on the entropy, and it's still on the borderline of a trending move, but is falling out of it.
Ooh, man, those yields.
And that falling variance positively correlated. Well, gee, what happens when that falling variance positively correlated? Price go down. What's happening on this candle? Price go down.
Wow,
Will
this
it turn around? We'll see. But for now, like we said earlier, that's a good place to take a profit.
Jesus.
And by the way, you've got that confirmed mean reversion on the 1110 RMLR. So why would you not have taken the profit, right? You're going to just watch it go back down to 2047 and then you're going, oh, I could have had that whole candle. Yeah, you could have. You could have. But no, you like the pain. We get it. You're masochists. We thank you for your losses because that's what you enjoy doing. And, keep pouring the hot wax and telling us how it is. Because, yeah.
When I looked at this 10-year yield earlier, it was over 4%. Man, when Dixie pulled back, boy, that thing done. Boy, that thing done. Bears jumped in the elevator. Gee, many Christmas, man. You don't see that often with these yields, man. Jesus. Look at that 15-minute candle. That's ridiculous. Whee! Fun times. Just big monthly range, man. Barely closed the 15-minute candle outside the top of the monthly. This could drop. If it rejects here at the bottom side of the 68.3, could see it right back down about 3.93. 3.93%. What's the 1 year at? 4.8. Speaking of that, hold on here. Let me see something.
But how did you know gold was going to go up and then kind of start to go back down again?
I think one important point though that
it's a Fed at 5.5. All right.
I'm still relatively a new trader, but at least with the alpha trading tools, I know what's going on in the market. I can explain what is happening. You can't do that with like trend lines and patterns. You can't do that. It doesn't work like that. But
yeah, plus you see when you're having an outlier, and if you've taken a move and you've reached an outlier, it's like, all right, you've reached the target, you've reached the several standard deviations or Laplace distributions up. Take your profits. Don't be greedy, right? Ka-ching, go to the next move. Like, absolutely. It's 100%, man. It's all about knowing when to target, knowing what's happening and what to target, when to enter, when to exit.
And also just to understand what's going on in the market itself, too, right?
Yeah.
Like when you understand volatility, then it makes sense why the moves happen the way they did.
Yep. 100%, man. These are, amazing tools from scalping, for sure. Because you can analyze what's happening in a bunch of other related assets or something, or indexes or anything like that, and then you can zoom down, get more granular and see what's happening on any of the assets you're trading. And you have, like you said, if you have a bigger picture understanding of why things are happening the way they are, based on actually relevant math. Right? It's amazing. You could have repositioned right here on gold also when you took profit. Ever, man. Or on dollar. Like you could have taken profit right there at the bottom of that little dollar dip. Repositioned very nicely without having to wait waiting 45 minutes. For what? For what? It was telling you, take profit, reposition. All right? Do the easy things. Like African said before, you look for when the volatility is fully expanded or contracted. You look for the entropy, same thing. You look for the entropy fully expanded or contracted, right? So either fully random walk or fully trending. There's going to be reversals. That's how these things happen. Yeah.
Interesting member just joined the Discord. Go look at the waiting room. Tell me if you can read that.
Yeah, I can read that. That says I know how to beat the markets because I learned math better.
I wondered. 8,000 times, too, apparently.
Yeah.
What the heck? We see you. What should I
like how you said interesting character. Interesting characters.
We have an interesting character that just joined the Discord. Yes, we did. Obviously, you're watching. Good stuff. Open up a support ticket. Preferably not with all those characters, so we can read it.
How you pronounce that?
Request the free Volatility starter pack. That's right, free. You're going to get a free education here, right? Before you even dive into the indicators that we're literally showing you right now, you got to learn the basics of volatility trading. We put together a pretty good chart. Just request it. We'll take care of you. You got to ask questions, though. Good luck trying to figure this out by yourself.
Well, so that name apparently is Ultimate Blue Tide Yong Tao Fu. 8,000.
I knew that. I just didn't want to spoil it for
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, no, obviously. I mean, I'm just making sure everybody else who doesn't read those characters know.
I wonder if it's the Ultimate Warrior making an appearance.
I know, it's
Back.
the Ultimate Blue Balls. Ultimate Blue Tide Yong Tao Fu. Please tell me you're not eating Tide Pods.
Oh, no, not the Tide Pods. Yeah. It's pretty bad. Yep. Oh, I love it. I love it when I go to different places and I see like all the not to do's. When you ever see a do not do this, you know somebody did it. They had to put a sign up because somebody ate the Tide Pods.
Right. Exactly.
This is what we're dealing with. We got to stop that first. We got to stop people eating Tide Pods, and maybe we can focus on getting the world back together. As long as you're eating Tide Pods, though, yeah, we deserve all this.
Hey, let me. You want to hear how that name is pronounced, by the way?
Yes.
晋级蔚蓝潮汐酿豆腐8000。
What did the end say there? I almost heard bat. Yeah.
晋级蔚蓝潮汐酿豆腐8000。晋级蔚蓝潮汐酿豆腐8000。
Is that your maid robot? Yeah, she's got a robot maid.
Right. Chinese robot. Chinese lady robot.
Let me see.
She might be Korean and just speaks Chinese. I'm not entirely sure.
Japanese sex robots.
Dangerous game, yeah.
Very dangerous game, yeah.
And Zentab always posts like a meaner version. Coinbase picked meaner version, right, on a 15-minute, right? Cross, it was so predictable it was going to happen. I took it up, but I got out of it because I knew it was going to come right back down. I should have got into it on the downside. I didn't like certain reads, but I knew it was going to happen. Now, what it does from here, it's anybody's guess.
Look at gold. Gold down 25.4. I mean, yeah. Did we tell you? Yeah. Is it back in random walk? Yeah. Did we say take your profits at the top? Yeah. When we hit the third standard deviation band to the upside in the RMLR, did we say that's a good place to take profit? Yeah. Did we say it was going to confirm a mean reversion after two candles not hitting it? Yes. Did you listen? Did you listen?
Maybe.
No, you didn't listen? Why? Because you want to deny the math? Somehow your crystal balls are better than the math. Is that what you're telling me? Because I can tell you one thing. Your crystal balls are not better than the math. Not that I'm agitated or anything.
No. I got the full definition of that, by the way. Put it in the Founding Fathers. Oh, Lord have mercy. Help us all. Help us. Yeah. Gold pulling back from that monthly. Let's see if we get a total reversal here. Dixie runs right back up to the 1 SD on the daily, 102.6 area. Gold's going to be right back down at its 1 SD on the bottom. Indeed. And that is a little bit of a tumble. 2027. It could happen. Remember, guys, it's January 5th. All right. This circus is just getting started for this year. Probably going to be, it was a 3-ring last year, probably going to be a 4-ring circus, 5-ring circus this year.
Gold.
That's just so beautiful. We love our levels. Did not close a 15-minute candle above the center of the monthly.
By the way, I'm not saying that it has to come down to 2040. But if gold does come back down to 2040, well, that's because it completed the other too.
Yeah.
And also that would be at the power mean, by the way.
At the
Which would
power.
be a very intersecting right now. So you're going to have a nice move. Oh, we're having a nice move. Yes.
I think right now is a good time to say that, hey, Alpha Trading is probably looking forward to the gold zero DTEs. But we are, because we know exactly what happens. Like, we know how to read gold, right? So
bring him. That'll get me excited about the zero TTEs again. Let's go. Not that I lost excitement. I just, yeah, man. It's exhausting. It's exhausting.
A lot of manual labor, I suppose. I wouldn't know, but I can imagine it's extra stress.
Yeah, well, dude, it's mentally. It's just like everybody said. I mean, just pull up a brokerage, watch the zero DTEs on SPY. Just watch the premium. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's tricky. There's the people screw up by trying to, they'll get themselves a target. Now, if that target is, that's a problem. What are you using to get targets? That's why, God, the distribution's so powerful using those zero DTEs. I'm going to front run those. You got to get out of those positions, especially if you're trying to limit out of that position. You got to get out of it while that volatility's got a hold of it. Those market makers, whoop, 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 they're going to fill those orders so fast. If you wait, like right here, if people were trying to get out of gold up here, good luck, man. Good luck. You got to front run that.
I mean, for zero TDEs on like the SPYs and whatnot, sometimes you almost just have to take the ask, right? Just to get out of the position.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get the bid.
No.
You got to almost take the ask if you don't front run it.
100%.
And that's just limiting your profit. Let's just say, just for the sake of example, you get like a $10 run up, right? Or you made $10.
Okay.
Then, but the ask is $1 less. You've already cut your gain by 10%. I mean, that's literally what it is. It's premium is the most frustrating thing in the world. Just
Oh yeah.
You're against that. You are against the clock when you're out of the money. You are against that clock.
Yeah, we got one last question here. Just came in. Quimera? Could be possibly the one that just joined the Discord. Just saying. Any word regarding current BTC USDT movement? Want these traditional markets to close today. BT still is in a great position, right? You had this dump out on the daily. That day it dumped out, went down to the 99.7 Laplace distribution range. Probabilities took hold, closed back inside the 95.4% probability range, and then so on and so forth. Yesterday, 95.4 Laplace moved to the top side, pulled back today, top of the weekly range, pumped it back up into where? The 68.3 Laplace distribution range on the daily. Now here's the 1SD. Gonna probably have a lot to do with what Dixie is moving around right now. Dixie dumps, BTC will end the day on a pump here. But I do still think here's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to these RMLRs on the 4 hour. So I'm talking, we closed that 4 hour below. Tell you what, if this 4 hour candle, I'd like to actually see this thing pop back up to about 43.8, close right up here, backfill that 4 hour, open up above this RMLR. You can see, look at the 30. This thing is not going to cross down. Not going to cross down the 33 power mean here. I mean, hell, if this candle closed right where it is right now, you're going to open up above it. I do like that. Going into the weekend, I do, indeed. I mean, this thing could pump. This thing could pump. Hell, out here. Saturday. The close on Saturday. The 30 is up here at about 46.6. Not saying these aren't like points. Hey, data set could go there. This is all about mean reversion. It's all about mean reversion. There's a lot of areas over here. If this thing starts pumping, it could go sideways at any time and mean revert back to the RMLR. How do we know this is where it's going to be in the future? Because we understand what past price action does to the reverse mean or log returns. That's why we say that with confidence.
Also, if you look at the VRE, right now, the weekly is above the monthly.
Mad support down here. Really good support at 42, a little bit under 42.6. Little bit under 42.6.
Sunday night, you'll get a new print on the weekly, and it'll be higher, right? So you'll get some support between the middle of the weekly and the monthly. So again, it'll just have to crash down to additional levels.
Well, that depends on that weekly, because right, it's Sunday night. If Bitcoin dumps out, if Bitcoin were to dump out right now, close the weekly down around 41, the bottom of the monthly here, that weekly range will drop.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you close right here, definitely coming up a little bit. Definitely coming up a bit. But here's the problem, though. If you were to close right here, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see maybe even the center of the weekly. Price action might open up. Could open up. When you get the Sunday night close, could open up below the weekly. This is what I want to see. There's going to be some jockeying for position here during this weekend. The bulls are going to want to close above where the new weekly is going to populate. Sunday, I'll get a better read. I'll know Sunday where this weekly is going to populate. But considering, take one more quick peek here. Closing up here by the second resistance level, a little bit under 45. That would be a great close for Bitcoin. Sunday evening, 7 p.m. Because that weekly is just going to press higher. And you're going to open up above it. And that's what you want. You want that weekly range to come down for some support to bounce off of to get to some higher levels. But that's the thing. We trade low time frame volatility. We can give great macro reads, and they're usually pretty correct a lot of the times. But in our opinion, all the juice is down here on the low time frames, running with the algos. There's a reason why the high frequency trading firm algorithms don't swing trade. They're trading on like the 30-second, 1 minute chart, even lower than that, 10-second chart. Just hammering the markets.
There's a reason they call them high frequency trading firms and not low frequency trading firms.
Exactly. And we've spent our time today, folks. We're going to get out of here and be back Monday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unless something crazy happens. Wake up Sunday morning and BTC's at 60K. We're going to have a live stream on Sunday going into the close. But that being said, top of the weekly range on Bitcoin, right up here by the daily, 95 for Laplace, about 46.2 area. 46.2 area. Top side of the weekly volatility range and the daily today. It's in the cards. There's a 95.4% chance today Bitcoin won't close above 46,260. For the downside, here's a 95 for Laplace. There's a 95.4% chance it doesn't close below 42.4. So, decent little range there. Decent little range. Keep that in mind. And we'll get back at it, like I said, Monday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank everybody in the Discord for your support. Love you guys. TradingView as well. Yeah, a little bit of problem with our viewership, apparently. Apparently, there's nothing fishy going on behind the scenes. Trying to get leading information out to the masses. The smart ones are finding us. The smart ones are finding us. You come in this chat and start talking. Join the Discord. Links in the description. Open up a support ticket. Request a free Volatility Starter Pack. We're going to give you that. Access to the channels of education that go along with it. Access to the public chat where you can ask questions. Don't be shy. There are no dumb questions. You come in there and be like, what is volatility? Most people be like, well, that's a stupid question. No, it's not at all. Because people don't know what it is. Right? What is volatility? Right? Hello? Standard deviation of returns is volatility. Keep that in mind. Wherever you live out on this big, beautiful blue marble, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, and evening. Alpha Trading out.
Pow, pow.
Pow, pow.
Have a good one, gents.
Yep. See you guys.